Well, it's 5 o'clock. Welcome to the February 17th Commissioner meeting. Let's all stand, please, and pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So we've approved the minutes from February 10th, just a couple of days ago, approved accounts payable vouchers and approved payroll dockets.
I would make a motion to approve the minutes, accounts payable vouchers, and payroll docket as submitted.
I second that.
Any more discussion or questions? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
First up, we have Faith Weir. She gets to be first on the hot seat. No, that's not a hot seat. Yes.
Oh, she's gonna see the back of your head.
I'm okay with that. Here's copies of the year-end report for our office. So this is the year-end report for the Veterans Service Office. We filed 1,954 documents for claims. That's in regards to service-connected disabilities, pension claims, burials, headstones, property tax abatement, VA healthcare, records requests, or other educational or state benefits. We had a total of 5,714 phone calls. That's incoming phone calls as well as outgoing phone calls. We saw over 1,749 veterans in our office, and that's with our in-office appointments, walk-in appointments, and out-of-office appointments, which are my home visit appointments. So those definitely ticked up in the last year. Our veteran transportation, they made 216 trips. That's between the VA hospital, all three of the CBOC clinics, as well as local appointments for our veterans. Let's see. So our office continues efforts in community outreach. The last couple of years has been harder than the previous because of COVID, but we're still trying to get out there. This year we're hoping to do a lot more community outreach. We want to get into a lot of the different factories and see if we can get with our HR department to be able to talk to the veterans there and making sure they're aware of their state and federal benefits. I was reelected vice chair of the Jefferson County Veterans Council. I'm also on an advisory board for River Terrace and Thornton Terrace. I was elected as the service officer for the American Legion Post 9. I completed all of my national CBSO training and maintained my accreditation through IDVA as well as the American Legion. We've continued to grow our outreach. We're still continuing to send out sympathy cards and Christmas cards every year, and that actually brings in phone calls of veterans who maybe want to see what benefits they have available. Last year, our office completely took over the Veteran Banner program, and this is the second year that we're in charge of it. We currently have about 30 plus banners that are still available slots. At the end of March 31st is the cutoff date to get in the applications for that. So applications are in our office, and we're advertising for that as well. We completely transferred all of our paper files into VetraSpec, and right now we're just working on individual files, getting certain things updated with those. We still have our VA Video Connect hub in our office. That is not being utilized as much as it was 2020 and even first part of last year. So, but again, I don't see that program going away, so we'll keep that hub in our office. And last year, and again, I just go off of award letters that are brought into our office, otherwise I won't know. But annual compensation, we had $1.2 million, $1,204,298.95. Retroactive pay, we had $707,479.71. Total compensation is $1,911,778.66. We had $18,500 paid out towards county burials and headstones. So again, these figures aren't exactly accurate because I can only go off of what's brought into our office. I'll have more complete figures when the GDX figures come out in the summer. We did 63 property tax abatements for our veterans. And we just continue to serve the community and do outreach and making sure that our veterans are aware of the office. I still have veterans to this day that come in that have lived here all their life and didn't know that our office was there. So we're just trying to still get the word out and, just continue to serve the community and our veterans. We do have, we are planning, it's in the works, to do a Welcome Home Vietnam Veteran event. It's going to be at the VFW May 4th. This is a program that the state of Indiana is trying to put on and is trying to get an event done in every county. They are supposed to help with the advertising and getting us on their calendar for their website. So as I checked today, we're still not on there. So want to make sure that event is on there. This is a campaign. They have a really beautiful book that they present to the veteran. They do a nice presentation. It's one-on-one. There's going to be a free lunch. And so we're really excited about it because as we all know, when our Vietnam veterans came home, they did not have the welcome home that they should have received. And so this is just to thank them for their service and make sure that they know that we appreciate their service. Other than, big update. I did get somebody hired into the office. Her name's Kylie Roeder. She's been there for almost a month. Unfortunately, right after she started, I got COVID and then she got COVID. So, but we're up and running. She's doing a great job. She's keeping me in line and organized. And so we're getting back to where we were before Sue left.
Stopped in and talked to her a little bit the other day. It's
Yeah.
very, very personal.
She's very personable. She's very, like I said, she's very organized, and she's a big help to me. So thank goodness, I'm happy about that. So that's all I've got right now. Do you have any questions for me?
Where'd you say the Welcome Home Vietnam?
It's going to be on May 4th
I got that.
at the VFW, and it'll be from 11 to 2. There's, like I said, it'll be a free lunch, and then they do a huge presentation for our Vietnam veterans. So once I get those flyers, I'll get some over to the courthouse and get it out to the general public.
Okay. Sounds good.
So,
Appreciate all you do.
thank you.
It's a lot.
I love my job.
Yeah, I can
Hear
tell.
nothing
So-
but rave reviews on
Yeah.
it, so.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Megan Hoskins, got you up here next.
Got some papers for you guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I'll call the Board of Finance meeting to order. Vice President last year. So now we're going to elect officers.
I would like to nominate Ron Lee since he's current president. That's normally not throwing you under the bus, that's normally the way it goes. So. As Dave and I both know, so.
Yes, I'll second that.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Then you have, I don't know, I guess I'm,
Yeah.
So, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
So the treasurer is Megan again. Right.
It's usually Melinda.
Melinda, okay. So,
Make a move to reappoint Melinda.
okay, I second that. You can vote on this one.
Oh, yeah.
You can vote on this one.
Yeah, okay.
All those in favor, okay, I guess I'm still present. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Okay. Now you can take over.
Now I get to go home. Or, no,
The
Megan.
once a year we do this.
Yeah. So now I will read the meeting minutes from last year. So Commissioner David Bramer opened the annual Board of Finance meeting. Treasurer Deputy Megan Hoskins read last year's minutes from the meeting that took place on January 23rd, 2020. Commissioner Robert Little nominated Commissioner David Bramer as the president of the Board of Finance. Commissioner Ron Lee seconded the motion. Motion passed 2-0 with David Bramer abstaining. Commissioner Bramer made a motion to nominate Melinda Klopp as the treasurer of the Board of Finance. Commissioner Little seconded the motion. Motion passed 3-0. Commissioner Robert Little made a motion to approve January 23rd, 2020 meeting minutes. Commissioner Ron Lee seconded. Motion passed 3-0. Megan Hoskins presented the board with the 2021 interest. Is that right? Yes. Interest and statements. Balances. Interest rates have decreased due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The following amounts are interest gained over 2020. German American, $61,720.35. First Financial, $27,487.62. Farmers Bank of Milton, $15,693.82. Perf, $5,930.97. Credit card account, $7,516.13. German American EFT, $6,201.07. German American FSA, $259.93. Overall, the interest gained was $124,809.89. Hoskins also presented tax sale statistics, stated that the Treasurer's Office will not be participating in the TREX program this year. Commissioner Robert Little made a motion to adjourn the meeting. Commissioner Ron Lee seconded. Motion passed 3-0.
Right, I move we approve the minutes from the 2021 Board of Finance meeting.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So our interest from 2021, you just want me to read it off?
In total?
Yeah. Our German American general account was $31,942.12. Our perf was $1,783.86. Credit card was $4,019.15. First Financial was $1,206.91. Farmers Bank of Milton was $14,349.97. German American EFT was $1,890.23, and our FSA was $309.01. So a total of interest last year was $55,501.25 as a total.
I think we ask this each year, but moving from First Financial, or you still keeping a little bit there just to...
We keep a little bit there. German American has offered to help us make that transition. It's just a matter of
Okay.
getting it done.
Well, we talk each year then.
Yeah. There's a lot of payments tied into that account.
Oh, okay. More than just transfer.
Yeah.
Okay, so-
And then I've included the tax sale information. We've had a good tax sale. In 2020, we had 44 go to tax sale. In 2021, we had 27 properties go. We sold all but one, so that was good. On that cover sheet, I have the totals from year to year. And then a new process we have in the office is we are now taking the OKRA grant payments. So that's something a little new to our process, that we work with the auditor's office and Erica.
Okay, then we're revolving loan.
And that's all I got for you.
Pretty good.
we adjourn the Board of Finance meeting.
I second that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for your time.
Amber Finnegan, I think, is next. Court Services, Executive Director Program Facilitator position requested.
Okay, so last week, Judge Moat presented to County Council, and we also presented to JRAC about unification of community supervision between probation and court services. So probation will be moving underneath the court services umbrella and taking over the adult probation services. Which means that our agency is going to essentially gain about 300 plus more participants than the current 700 that we're that we're already. So anyway, with that, we have all the budgetary things figured out, and but what we will need to do, I'm just having the anticipation that just due to the new flow of traffic that's going to be coming into our building, we do have a part-time facilitator right now, and I think the most cost-effective way would be to make that person full-time, so they can keep that part-time program facilitator, but then also do part-time administration work, opening files, just working on transfers, just doing some administrative things that I think are going to be coming up over that. So the additional, the county has agreed to pay for court services health insurance. So we will be now included in I always had to find grant money to get benefits for our staff. So now that's going to be covered by the county, and the amount that they already had budgeted was enough to incorporate, so it's really at no extra cost for right now. And so I was very grateful that we were able to do that, and County Council approved that last week. So moving this person is a grant-funded position, and then we were just going to pay the supplement of her counties through our user fee account. So we don't need any additional funding. It's just going to come from our user fee account on that. So I just need approval to make our part-time program facilitator into a full-time position. So this person, it's a 16-month contract. It was $100,000, and it just worked in bringing substance abuse services to here. So with the residential facility that meets right before this committee meets, we thought it would be a good fit to try to have the work is massive. I mean, it really, really is. And so if we can have a full-time person on contract work on that specific project, what I would see then is that person would then apply for additional grants and then be able to fund themselves through additional grants but we have to have a full-time person in there to do that. So I should know about Erica, actually, I put it into Erica's name, and as the grant contract for that, and those should be announced on the 22nd, so next week. It was a really, really quick turnaround. I'm kind of hoping it was one of those grants where if you just submit the paperwork, you get the money. So those are nice. And so we should know next week whether or not those funds are obtained. And like I said, it's $100,000 over a 16-month period, and they said that those funds should start to be received by March 1st. So I mean, really quick. So I don't know how they're going to get contracts and everything out towards there, but
the government can work quite that quick.
Well, we will see. So that's what they have said. So I'm really hoping that that we'll be able to get a person in there that can do that full time in there. So and then any questions about that?
Just thank you
You're welcome.
for working on that.
So yeah, that'll be a real help. That'll be a really big help. And then just one last thing, I have accepted a position at Ivy Tech Community College as the State Director of Correctional Education. And so my last day at Court Services is going to be on March 4th. So there is a job posting, we just posted it yesterday, for a Chief Probation Officer / Court Services Director to take my position. So that will be. We'll be working in collaboration with the judges, and I think a judge has asked one of you guys to serve on that and everything. So it's been a pleasure to serve Jefferson County for the past 12 years. That is my baby. I built Court Services from the ground up, and it was not an easy decision to leave. But they made me an offer I could not refuse. And so I want to thank you guys for the support and kind of letting me run with everything as I have, and just the opportunity to serve Jefferson County and the thousands and thousands of participants that have come through our doors over the past 12 years. So thank you.
Thank
Really,
you.
really good job. So we understand
Good
why
luck at
people
Ivy
are taking you up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good luck at Ivy Tech.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you. So,
yeah. You've done a wonderful job for us, the community.
Thanks.
Appreciate you.
all right. Thanks.
Now we have the Laserfish cloud update. So
You want me to come with that?
Do you have anything you want
agreement.
to talk about? Or?
Yeah, have anything to,
I mean, if you want me to explain it a little bit, I guess I can do that. Right now, the program, Laserfish that we use is maintained on a server. We had a big scare when we had a server go down because there is so much information that has been put in that program over years of time. Now there's a legislative law that if a female has had her last name changed when she gets her driver's license, she has to submit to the BMV her certified marriage license from that county in order to get the real ID. So we get, between the clerk's office and my office, constantly females are calling in needing all of those marriage licenses and them certified. Previous to Laserfish and having all the information in there, you had to pick up a book that weighs possibly somewhere between 20 and 50 pounds and search through that hand by hand. And so when you have that many people that are calling, it backs up the whole day of just searching through books. So now we have all of our marriage records for the county of Jefferson from 1811 to current in this program. So when we heard that that was going to be lost, it was not good. It got found, so I spoke to Laserfish, and if we go to the cloud, not only would something like that never happen again, it will also open up opportunities for things that Laserfish doesn't offer us simply because we're working on a server. If we go to the cloud, you'll be able to open up a browser. So, for example, the clerk's office, they have information that they store here in the EMA building. Once we have information that's scanned into Laserfish, when I come up here to the 911 building, I don't have to be on my computer. I can use the computer that is in that room where they have their stuff stored. I can go into that repository from the browser and print that out, certify it, and we're ready to go instead of digging through files. Also, we're hoping that in the future, the engineer that will come to us from Laserfish, there is a automated forms workflow. That's what they call it. And there's other government counties that use it, specifically auditor's office. Things like their trash cards, for example. There's forms that they don't have to necessarily keep, but they have to use some type of form to go through that process. I can't explain it any other than that because I am not very familiar with their process and how things work, but Heather is, and she's watched some of the videos on what they possibly might be able to do for her as well. So then we would just have to give her one certification or license, I guess, for her to be able to log in and use that program as well. It'll be great for the public because then the information that is public record, we can make a public portal and I can give Sarah, a link that she can put on the website. People can click on that link and they can access their public records and look at it. They won't be able to certify it like you have to have done by either myself or the clerk's office or whatever office is certifying that, but they will be able to at least go on there and look and search themselves, which still saves us a lot of time on things. Yes, yeah, absolutely. So it's really exciting that that's going to the cloud. That was a nightmare when we thought we were gonna lose everything.
Question,
Yeah,
this information that you're talking about, the name change and all that, right now it's stored on a server,
right now it is, until we.
so it's going into the cloud, maybe?
Yes, there will be a Laserfish engineer that will migrate the information that we have into their cloud version. You'll still need a username and password to get it. Right now, I am the administrator of that program. That just means that I am adding information daily and I'm also editing information daily. If something was spelled incorrect or there's an incorrect year on a document, then I'm editing that and saving it. So my username and password would be different than, let's say, maybe if Sarah had a username and password, she's not really going to be deleting or editing anything, but she can log on to that browser, search what she needs to search. If she finds an error that possibly I did or the OCR reader found, she could contact me and tell me, hey, there's Johnny's name is spelled J-O-N-N instead of J-O-H or something like that, because it's very, a computer is only as smart as the information you put into it. And so it happens.
That's the reason I asked. Is there any way we could do a backup for ourselves, like monthly, as you add or you change or correct, like where Johnny spelled J-O-O-N or something, but.
Right, and there is a backup. You're asking me computer questions, and I'll be able to explain it a little bit easier once I meet with their engineer. But yes, there will be a backup.
In case, something happens to the cloud, then
Right.
we've lost it, so
Right.
I'm bad about redundancy.
Yeah,
So we've got
yeah, no.
another paper trail,
Yep.
so,
Yep.
okay.
Comes with a pretty good warranty.
Yeah, we've sent
or
this
cloud.
to the county attorney, and he's looked it all over and has given it the green light. So.
Basic training.
Yeah, that's included. There'll be training services that come with the cloud. So any department that is going to be using Laserfish will be able to have those free training sessions. The OCR is really a big thing too for what we'll be putting into Laserfish. Currently, the things that I am putting into Laserfish are things that are from the 80s, so they're still handwritten. But a lot of the documents, for example, the commissioner meeting minutes, are being put in Laserfish, and they'll be OCR read. So they'll be organized by not only book and page, but also by context of what is in the minutes.
The money for this is already there. It was encumbered last year from the county council. We submitted it to them at the end of the year, and they approved it and we have the encumbrance done and it's ready to go from last year. So it's no money from this year's budget.
Sounds like it'll be an asset to the public too, as far as
To everyone. It's
Every-
gonna be great, actually.
John Q. Citizen can go in and look and,
I attended some training through Laserfish last week, and it was relieving to see so many different government agencies across the state that use it and are way ahead of us, just because they're able to help the public out so much more efficiently. Things flow faster.
Do it themselves pretty much, I
Mhm.
mean, for
Yeah.
just searching out ancestry things and. I move we accept is this just an amendment to the master service contract for $21,765.99.
I will second that motion,
Is there any more discussion or questions?
especially since it's been appropriated.
Yeah, it's been a little easier, especially while Erica's sitting here. No more questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate what you're doing.
Good for everyone, I mean, for you, because
Yeah.
you'll have a little more peace of mind in the world around us, so they can access it without, when they can't sleep that night at 2 a.m, like, I'm gonna go see where my great-great-great-great-grandfather was at, and you can go do that. Without having to wait until the next day and come see you.
Run her down.
Mhm.
Okay. You might as well stay up here.
Stay right.
Yeah,
you
that's
stay
good.
right there.
I appreciate the way that the agenda was typed up.
Wonder who did that.
Wondered.
Yeah.
Way to go, sir.
Okay, we have an ordinance here. Broadband ready ordinance. Ordinance number 2022-01, an ordinance of the Jefferson County Board of Commissioners seeking to be designated as a broadband ready community. Does everybody know why we're doing this? We are trying to get super fast broadband to all of our county. So our students and people can,
Affordable and
Yeah,
dependable to
dependable.
all the dead spots, or nothing exists, yeah.
So we need to make an ordinance in order to work or co-work with providers and maybe even some people who have poles and lines that they need to access. So, whereas Jefferson County by and through the Jefferson County Board of Commissioners seeks to promote private investment in broadband infrastructure, and whereas Jefferson County by and through the Jefferson County Board of Commissioners seeks to be designated as a broadband-ready community pursuant to Indiana Code S5 28285. Now, therefore, Jefferson County by and through the Jefferson County Board of Commissioners adopts the following provisions pursuant to said statute. Section 1, as used in Chapter 28.5 Broadband Communities Development Center, Indiana Code S5-28-28-5. Permit means any local permit, license, certificate, approval, registration, or similar form of approval required by policy, administrative rule, regulation, ordinance, or resolution with respect to a project. Section 2, as used in said chapter, project means the construction or deployment of wireline or wireless communications facilities to provide communication services as defined in Indiana Code 58-1-32.5-3 in a unit. Section 3, notwithstanding any other provision of the Jefferson County Code, ordinances, regulations, policy, or practice, the following shall apply to a broadband project. The broadband shall: A, appoint a single point of contact for all matters related to a project. B, establish procedures to allow all forms, applications, and documentation related to a project to be filled or submitted and signed by electronic means. C, review and approve or reject all applications for a permit related to a project within 10 business days after an application is filed or submitted. D, assure that after an application is approved pursuant to Indiana Code 5-28-28.5-7, and where any inspections, including any additional necessary approvals related to a project, will occur in a timely and expeditious manner. The board, if any applicable department of Jefferson County, shall adopt adequate processes and procedures to implement the provisions of the above Section 3 process and procedures established hereunto, may not do the following. A, require the applicant to designate a final contractor to complete a project. B, impose a fee to review an application or issue a permit for a project. C, impose a seasonal moratorium on the issuance of permits for a project. Or D, discriminate among communications service providers or utilities with respect to any action described in the section or otherwise related to a project, including granting access to public rights of way, infrastructure and poles, rivers and bridges crossing, and any other physical asset owned or controlled by Jefferson County, Indiana. Section 4. This ordinance shall be in full force and effect from its passage. Further, this ordinance shall become a chapter of the Jefferson County Code of Ordinances, designated chapter when code said is adopted by the Board of Commissioners of Jefferson County, Indiana. Lots of counties are doing this, broadband development project ready ordinances. So I think it's something we need to do, but
This opens the door. Without this, you can't move forward, so this is
we're behind already.
kind of, but this will
Yeah.
speed things up immensely, so. I make a motion, we accept ordinance number 2022-01, for the broadband ready community.
So to pass it tonight, do we have to vote to forego the other two readings? Okay, I think we need to make that one first, and then,
Okay,
so,
I make a motion that we forego the second and third reading of ordinance number 2022-01.
I second that.
Any more questions or comments? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Now you can make.
Now I make a motion that we approve ordinance number 2022-01. I'll just shorten it down as broadband ready community ordinance.
I second that.
Any more discussion or questions? I thought you was gonna say something.
Wait a minute.
What? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Erica, again, thank you for
You're welcome.
your work on this. Yeah.
The Purdue Center for Development, PCRD, I'm forgetting something. There's so many acronyms with this, yeah.
And
But
they overlap,
PCR,
that's
yeah,
the thing.
they do. PCRD and SIRPC, or, yes.
Serpsey, you're right.
Yes, CERPC, yeah. They are helping us stay organized with all this. So I am the ambassador for our county. Then we have a task force that meets up. Right now, we're meeting up once a month, just to make sure, and this was one of the steps that PCRD and SIRPC
Requested we do.
had recommended that, this is the first step on something that you guys need to do. And there is going to be a press release. So the community is going to be hearing about this on the radio, regionally, on the radio. Maybe some counties might do small commercials, just trying to get information out there
Sure.
that this is coming to the region.
Put it on the
And,
website.
trying to do things like in the library, educate people. There's a lot of people that, not only do they not have, good internet service, they don't know what to do once they get it. So, that's gonna be a big help that the library, I know, is gonna, be very beneficial to our county. So, thank you for
Yeah.
getting that signed.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yes, yes.
And we passed an ordinance early last year, was it? For the REMC.
And SEI data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that, I don't know if that plays into this any, because that allowed service providers to, develop infrastructure and didn't it delay the property taxes on those developments, I think, so maybe we gotta dig that back out and publicize that as well, or at least have it when we start talking to providers, cause that may be something that they're not aware of.
I'll have to show that one to Duke.
I don't know, it's gonna sway Duke. They can look for frontier poles and see if we can encourage them to play ball with us rather than telling us, there's gonna be a 30-year lease on the pole and you pay for it for 30 years.
I love the places they have, Frontier has their own poles, so.
Oh, yeah, a lot of places.
Rent and contact wouldn't be an issue, so.
Yeah,
and
I know,
with the money that's out there, I'm surprised more of them hadn't kinda put a fish in or line in the water to kinda test it, it's.
Yeah, I mean, I know we have some difficult, topography with the hills and
Yes,
stuff,
yes.
and so it's, but I think if the poles are there and starting to set up things, and I think,
But it's so much easier to put that fiber on a pole than in the ground.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause that's
Sure.
one reason I think why SEI Data and Ripley went together like that, so.
I mean, I know Metronet and a lot of stuff that they've done, they haven't, every once in a while they go underground, like when they go under
Yes.
roads or something, but they used a lot of poles, I know, getting back in our area, it's all
Out in
above
the east
ground.
end of the county, those rocky areas, it's just a nightmare anyway, so.
I don't know if we
Hopefully
can
they'll
get
come
some
forward.
to, get it to a certain point and then make it a wireless connection to homes, cause if that's, once again, we have to look at the hills and hollers and all that stuff and how we get it out there, but, I think we can, there's a lot of grant funds out there for that sort of thing, so it's worth
Yeah,
exploring that.
this is where we gotta start. Yep. So kudos to Miss Erica for,
Hang in
appreciate you.
there.
And Renisha, remember her
Yep.
at the courthouse, that was our contacts. Okay, moving on. We have Taylor
Yeah.
Seeker, Williams
Yes.
Design Group, contract to update zoning and subdivision ordinances.
So the plan commission has, wants to take that next step. We've completed the comprehensive plan. And so the next step is to take that comprehensive plan and update the zoning and subdivision ordinances. In addition, we'll look at all the amendments that have been made to those ordinances over the years. So they'll get pulled into the main document, make the document a little more accessible. Right now, it's easy to get to, but to get through it, I think those subdivision ordinances is close to 200 pages, and so there's not a table of contents where you can say, oh, I want to look at that section and hit on it and go to it. So they're gonna make it accessible for folks. So if they just want to look at whatever, they can click on that, and that'll take them to it rather than flipping through the 200 pages to find what they're looking for. I don't think there are page numbers on it either, so that's another little bit of difficulty that, so, that'll do that, and I think something else that we haven't, that'll kind of roll into this is kind of our work on stormwater, management. It won't be part of theirs, and it may lessen their scope a little bit. We need to have some discussions with them, and we need to kind of settle what we're gonna do, but part of the current, subdivision ordinance is a little bit on stormwater management, but we need to expand that in another document, and so, anyway. Like I said, the planning commission is ready to do this, and,
Next
the attorneys looked over it and didn't have any concerns, and, so, I think we're ready to go. So, I move we accept the agreement for professional services with, Taylor Seifert Williams Design Group for updating the zoning and subdivision ordinances The total cost of this contract is $74,960, and I approached the council about adding on. Right now, there's $50,000 in the line item, about adding the other $24,960, and they're okay with that. It just had to be advertised.
Well, by this being tied to the comprehensive plan, it can't do anything but help us down the road as far as
Correct.
possible grants or distributions or anything. So with that being said, I will second your motion.
Yes. Any more questions or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And that brings us to alphabetical. Guess Bobby? I don't see Troy.
Trying to move farther back.
Can't hide.
You
They,
can't
they,
hide.
they both strong on me. I didn't argue too much.
Back behind you, pushing you.
Yeah. The first thing I want to mention, I know last week there was a whole bunch of things to get through, so it was a pretty good stockpile of stuff, so I appreciate we getting all of that through. One of the items that was in there was that unofficial detour, and I did get some phone calls from one resident in particular that was kind of concerned about that, and I had Vicki kind of announce that I was working with the superintendent at Switzerland County, because their end, even though it's paved, is actually quite a bit narrower, and this individual was very concerned about that being the unofficial detour. I am continuing to work with Switzerland County. I did let that individual know that I was going to bring this to you guys so that it didn't fall on deaf ears, and we were looking at it, but he doesn't own a house on that road, and he mentioned about a few of the houses that are close to the road, and was kind of concerned about them, and encouraged everybody to take a drive up the road. I said, well, we probably don't want to do that. I said, I will drive all the way through it and check, because he was worried about GPS navigating folks around there and through there. FedEx trucks, UPS trucks. He said, if you meet somebody on that road, he said, there's really not anywhere to go, and it's a long way to back out. So. But he didn't have a recommendation for alternatives. He said, I can give you some, but those were followed the state's official detours going through there and some other routes around, but they're all going to be longer. So,
Way longer.
and, we do know that there is one structure on there that's, I'm sure it'll be washed out. That'll be one of the first things we'll go fix tomorrow. So, and if we do have those weather events, that will be a challenge. So.
We talked about the ordinance, right, for the,
Yes, for the 5-ton load.
5
Yeah.
ton and no semis.
yeah, so.
State
Get that.
okay with that?
Yep, absolutely.
Good. See, that's what I said. I would hope Switzerland County would mirror our.
Yep. I'm finding out there's a few more things I can probably request from NDOT with some help with some of the signage to go along with that. So as we get farther into that, I'll continue to dig and look for that help as well, and to keep as many as we can off of that road.
So on the letter, although Vicki kind of clarified it, but I just want to make sure. I mean, it said, one said October 23, but other one said October 22. So it's October 22?
It's somewhere in that.
Okay, so it's still in that.
April to October, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Something like that
memory.
was, yeah, and I don't know if those jobs have officially been let. I don't know if they're all the way out to the contractor stage yet. This process started about 5 or 6 months ago, and when those projects actually get out for bid and then they're under contract with those contractors, then they'll have a little bit more information.
Okay. So I just wanted, because it gives you that
Yes,
window
it
that you can
does.
drive several trucks through, but then it said it closed approximately on October 2022. Okay. So do we need to, this ordinance, do we need to look, do you know what it's at, or?
No, I haven't actually drawn that up yet, but
Oh, so we have to, okay, that's fine.
I can get that to happen there fairly quick. So, yeah, I
Okay.
want to put all that down as a recommendation, see if you guys were open for that
Yep.
before
I think that's a good
Got
idea. I
it
think we
all
have a
the
few
way
other
down.
roads we want to add to that if we
Yep.
can in the process,
Yep.
but that'll be,
And we'll still go ahead and post that, and I may have some more information that'll help us lead into some of those other roads that you're referring to, so
okay.
definitely have that conversation. But I did want to update you on that, because I told that gentleman I would make sure and bring that to everybody's attention, so he didn't have to get out tonight, because when I called him back, we was playing phone tag, he said, I'm 81, he said, I just don't get back to the phone as fast as I used to, so I said, we're all good. The other thing that I am going to request that you guys approve here this evening was I emailed you guys the authorization to proceed form for the local, under our local public agency on-call assignment with USI, and that would be to do a Jefferson County small structure inspection. Now, we cannot afford an entire county small bridge inspection. A lot of them we inspect. Unfortunately, some of them are found when there's a major issue, and that's too late, and we've been very fortunate that we haven't made the news like Pennsylvania and other places, and I don't want to make those newsreels. I was kind of going over some of our routes and looking at our minor collectors, our arterial type roads, roads that I know that we have semis running, that have some small structures. And a small structure, people don't deal with this every day, so a lot of things, all things look like bridges. Our bridges that are 20 feet and over are already federally inspected, and when we went through the bridge inspection, we get 80% of that inspection money back. So that doesn't cost us very much, and that's a very, very good, cheap investment that the federal government actually makes to keep that safe and effective on those big ones, because those big bridges fail and they make very big news headlines. But if you've got something that's 19 feet, 11-inch span that doesn't fall as a technical bridge that's referred to more as a small structure, it's not inspected on that 2, 24, or 48-month cycle. By doing this, I mean, a lot of times we're working around the bridges, we're cleaning up some of those small culverts, and we're inspecting those in-house, and we see things that are wrong, and we address those, and we'll call a consultant to come in. But we're finding more and more of these challenges, and we need to be able to get our arms around them a little bit more, much like our bridges, so that we're getting those replaced in a timely manner. What I kind of navigated through and was able to work out was an agreement that we would inspect and quantify up to 30 culverts or 30 of these small structures at $300 a piece, not to exceed $9,000. This isn't going to be an ongoing contract, and what we will actually be able to do, this will be available, that we can actually use it on an app if we wanted to download it and have iPads available to the guys, or we can print everything out so that it's all very accessible. And what it also will include is a load rating on any of these structures that are found to be basically on a scale of 1 to 10, anything that's a 4 and below, they would come in and do a load rating for us. That would make it very easy for us to go ahead and post those load limit signs and any ordinances that we need, and make sure that we, if we do have a truck going over that road, that we limit that truck traffic and that accessibility to those. The other things that we have to keep our roads as safe as we can, because we have fire trucks that are getting larger and larger. We've got lots of dump trucks crossing lots of these. We've got garbage trucks on about every road, not counting all the semi-traffic with farming equipment and machinery getting bigger and bigger all the time. I've already got the list started. Right now I've got 40 on the list, but I'll get that narrowed down to about 30. There's probably going to be, I did, it'll be down to 30 is what we'll end up putting in, because I'll be able to update some of that information ourselves. We'll be able to get some of those pictures taken. We'll be able to get GPS coordinates. I'll be able to send that to them, which they'll upload for well under the $300, and we'll still have that small structure inventory in place.
Okay.
So with that, I'll be requesting a motion, if you guys don't have any more questions, for the contract under the on-call assignment with USI for not to exceed $9,000 to inspect 30 structures.
I'll make that in the form of a motion to go with USI for 30 small structures, $300 each, not to exceed $9,000.
I second that.
Any more questions or comments?
Cheap insurance.
Yes, oh yeah, absolutely. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Right.
Thank you.
And a way to start kind of keeping track of all of them, and kind of like you said, building your inventory, so you can plan out when they do have to get replaced.
Yeah, because we're always checking those usually ahead of paving, and a lot of times we're looking at those 2 to 3 years ahead of the paving projects, because some of them we can't get replaced in 90 days, whether that's a lack of funds or lack of manpower or whatever it is. But this will kind of give us a little bit better of the leverage, so that as we approach budget time and we're working on small structures, say I need this much money for this, or if case ends up being additionals or whatever we need, that we can be prepared. The other thing here that I've got, I just need your signatures. We got O'Mara's signature on the contract for our CCMG, so we'll get those signed. That can be done after the meeting, because I know all that stuff's been approved and been awarded, so we'll just get Ron's autograph on that, and Heather usually attests that, and we'll get that taken care of, and I can get that back to Josh. So my pile of papers wasn't as bad as it looked here tonight. Kind of an update, I mean, we've been dealing with lots of downed trees, of course, lots of water now, and I'm just thankful that it's not snow. My wife didn't share that same sentiment when I told her that, but, you know, she said she'd enjoy looking out the window with her nice cup of coffee and watching it snow if she had that privilege. I said, but I don't have that privilege, so. I know there's already been some small flooding issues, and there's definitely some hydroplaning that can take place if people don't slow down, so. I didn't think I was going that fast, and I hit a spot on State Road 7, so I was like, I guess I better slow down just a little bit more on my way here, so. But we'll continue to kind of work through those. We've been replacing some culverts, hauling some rock, and trying to deal with all kinds of drainage areas now that they're kind of thawing out, so.
Very good.
Thank you, gentlemen.
I do. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Keeping us traveling.
Trying.
Let's see, who is, Dave still out there? Let's go doing.
Yes, sir.
I was doing alphabetical, just, anything for us, sir? No? Appreciate you coming to the meeting over there.
Do you have anything you want to ask me, or? All right,
Yep.
thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Troy,
Good evening, gentlemen.
think it'll rain?
It's highly likely that it might. If it does, it's gonna miss a great chance. I don't have anything or need anything specific from you guys. We're watching the weather, and it looks like the worst of it's gonna head out of here by about 9 o'clock, so hopefully it'll behave itself till then. Some of the creeks are up, and I think we're gonna see even a little bit more than what we've already seen probably before the next day or so. So it just depends on how many inches of rain our neighbors get. So, you know, it's never our amount of rain that worries me. It's always the amount of rain upstream that bothers me the most. So, but like I said, I have or need nothing specific unless you guys have something for me.
Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
They'll ask for the public.
We got everybody?
Public.
Okay, yep. Okay, we have any public comments for
Yes.
Robert? Time's up.
Of course, you know who I am. I'm Fire Chief from Madison Township. I want to commend anything that you can do in the future with the EMA's office. The other night, we got to test out one of the new pieces of equipment at a grass fire or woods fire that was up an incline. If anybody's been Dugan Hollow, you know how steep the incline is to get up there. We actually had about 4 or 5 acres burning up there. We had previously, when this new drone had came in for the EMAs, the County Fire Association approved for them to come to any fire call that we have. And the other night was the first usage of it, to the extent it was, with the night vision and all that. We was able to get people up the hill, but then as an incident commander, we could watch the screen and watch where the people were that we could not see from our vantage point. This is huge for the county, for any other type of emergency services, you know, either search and rescue or looking for somebody's escaped or EMS, anything to that nature. This thing is so pinpoint accurate, we could see what the temperatures was of everything that was burning. So we could get the people there over to that area to get it knocked down, and it was even catching fires underneath logs that we could go back and sweep. It will actually get the temperatures of a house fire, which this is real big now. We could tell the temperatures from one end of the house to the other. So we know where the hottest part is to direct the people there to do that. But it was just so amazing that we had that technology in this county. And anything you can support with the EMAs and get the grants to get more or whatever we need to do, you would not believe the technology of that helps the fire departments out. So I want to commend all the support that you have given the EMA's office and the help to the county fire departments on that level. It's amazing. It's really amazing.
Big help.
Good deal.
Appreciate what you do with EMA.
Well, thank
Helping
you.
here, sir. Yeah, I know you do. Thank you.
That was an unsolicited EMA.
Approved by
White,
Yeah,
Troy
but it's
Morgan.
got your approval.
whiter teeth
I
by
approve
morning.
this message.
Yeah. Anybody else? All right, well,
Steel's still going up. Looks like rafters are in.
they were out there working today in the rain.
I mean, I know it's been not the best of weather, but it hasn't been as bad as it could be over the winter, and so it's been good to be able to make some progress rather than have to just shut down for the winter. So,
Yeah, they were working off the slab, so it's just wet.
yeah. But it's just good to see things continuing on.
Anything on your side, Mr. Bobby? Addition's coming along good down there.
Looks, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Had to
They
do a
jumped
little-
in on it, ordered material Monday and got the back wall and front door and casing and stuff, so
Had to do a little modification.
Yep.
You gotta figure it out.
we'll make it work. Hopefully they'll be in it by March the 1st.
Right.
That will help Tammy freeing up that room so she can, I think that's his plan, get that done, and roll on up there, so.
Yep.
so,
Looks good. They're making pretty fast work of
Yeah,
it.
I'm real happy with how it's going, so.
Yep.
And one other thing, I mean, Erica is working on some stormwater management.
Oh, yeah.
So we're trying to get together, I think the state's got some pretty set steps that we have to go through to set up a stormwater management plan. And then, so we're starting to put together a request for proposal to get that started. Pretty sure we can use the ARP money for that and get that going. At least give us some structure in how we deal with stormwater management issues down the road. And it'll also provide some funding for that as well, because right now we can't use the highway department to fix a creek that's not in the right of way. But there are plenty of creeks that are not in the right of way that need a little help. So that's some of the things we'll.
They're getting rearranged tonight.
Yeah.
You good?
I'm good.
Good. We had our treatment train meeting over here. It's not called treatment train anymore. It is Residential Treatment Committee. It's got our new name. Amber filed for the grant today, or a couple days ago, so that's very progressive. Looks good, what we're doing over there. Next meeting will be the 17th of next month here. I haven't talked to Troy yet. I'll have to.
Sarah, this is
We-
your hint that our meeting will be here the 17th.
17th? Okay, so again, we'll be here, treatment train. A Couple of us get together at 3 o'clock, or residential, yeah. It's like Jefferson County
I
Public
know,
Safety
I was
Center.
going to do it again.
Some of us get here at 3 o'clock just so we can knock around some ideas before the meeting starts at 4. You don't have to come at 3, but it's kind of impromptu there at 3. But it's very productive meetings. Really appreciate Bob and AJ coming to get us on the media. So folks, Jim Crone, really appreciate your input on this future we're trying to build for our substance/mental health abuse treatment center. Thank you. And also, we have with NDOT, and Bobby has already too, we have, for folks who may be watching, we have filed for 3 stoplights at the corner of Jefferson Manor. 2 security lights. Yeah, so, thank you. Security lights.
Well,
Wow.
Well,
Too much traffic.
Yeah, they might like that. At the corner of Jefferson Manor 2 and 6256, at J.A. Berry Lane and Highway 7, and Esplano Drive and 62, although they haven't complained for a long time, but we just went ahead and put it on. NDOT give us a case number, so it's in NDOT's hands, and I expect they will probably let you know before the rest of us.
Gonna hold my breath on that. If they do, I'll let you know.
You have one somewhere else too, on the other side, don't you? You had it, okay. I seen a case number that you had on there too.
I think, well, I'd started for one of them that was on there.
Okay, okay. So, anything else? Okay,
I would make a motion to adjourn, gentlemen.
all right.
I second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank everybody for coming. Please drive safe going home.